Okay. Alright, try out. I've got a new phone, so I'm going to try out the new zoom, see if the zoom features are a bit better. Yeah, it moves a bit easier than the last one. There we go. Whoop! Fucking hell. Right, so down at Geelong's waterfront, going for a walk this morning. Beautiful day, lovely blue sky. Have a look around. Nothing interesting it will be happening. Just going for a walk, have a chat with whoever pops in for a chat. Someone's in there. G'day, how you doing? I'll walk up for a bit, then I'll turn around and I'll walk around a bit further, and so I don't know, might be on for about an hour if I'm lucky. It's not my normal morning walk routine. I usually walk somewhere else. Get a couple of hours in each morning. Oh, there's someone pop in and piss off. That was good. There we got a wheel. It's an old thing. So just bringing you along for my morning walk. Although, like I said, I don't usually walk here. But why not? Sun's out, sky's blue, there's no wind. It's actually a bloody beautiful morning. There's a little train out there. Oh, g'day Kat, how are you? Yeah, nothing exciting happening today. Like I said, we're just going for a stroll. I might pop out might cruise out to Ballarat later in the day. It's a beautiful day, Kat. It's incredibly nice. The sun's out up over there. Can you get it? It's up there somewhere. There it is. Look at that. Sky's blue. No, like I said, there's no wind. It's a tremendous morning. Oh, got some construction happening there at the yacht club. No weed, no wind. Don't do the weed no more. I'm actually a clean skin now. Haven't had a drink for a long time. Have to be around 10 years maybe, sometime like that. It's been about 3 years since I toked on the weed. I gave up the cigarettes and moved over to the vape, of course, and now I don't even vape with nicotine anymore. So I'm nicotine free, weed free, and I'm a boring teetotaler. So there you go. It's all happening. Yeah, that was it. Little steps. Well, it's funny, really. I was pretty good at drinking. Bourbon was my poison. And I used to put a bit of that away and mix it with the cola, or get those pre-mixed cans as well sometimes. Yeah, no, I did a pretty splendid job at that stuff, and ended up, after many years of doing that, I ended up putting myself in hospital with pancreatitis. I had acute alcoholic pancreatitis. So I spent a week in the hospital, first time and hopefully the last time I'll ever be in there. Connected up to a bloody drip thing, and they pumped me full of shit. Don't know what they were putting in, but anyway, I got better and I came out with no damage done. Thank goodness. Like, I didn't realise how serious that was until, you know, doctors and all that, they come around for their daily, and I'd had a scan done and all that shit, and the doctor fella looked at me, he's going, yeah, no, just checked out all your scans and all of that, and he's going, there was no necrosis of the pancreas. What the necrosis? Fucking hell, I didn't realise it could have been that serious. Yeah, so look, I'm gonna film people. So I got away with that one unscathed, really. Yeah, all good now. Actually, probably feel the best I've felt for many, many years. I've piled on a little bit of weight over the last couple of years, but got rid of that now. Back dropping weight all the time. Being a bit more active. Before I was just working and then eating and all the good stuff, and you know. What is that buggy thing? What buggy thing? Oh, over there. I don't know if we can still see it. Whoop. That thing moving away. If that's what you're talking about, that's a little oh shit, hang on, I've lost myself. It's like a little train for the kiddies. The kids get on it, and the train drives up the waterfront and back. Now let's go along. Let's go, I'll take you out under the water. Yeah, it is. It's a little train thing, little petrol powered train, tourist attraction thing. You know, it drives up and down the waterfront. So a couple of bucks, you can chuck the kids on it, and it'll carry you halfway up there and back. Yeah, this is a new addition to the waterfront. This walk, can't remember what they call it, what its name is. But yeah, people come and do some fishing, as you can see. Are we catching anything today? Oh, good.
Only one for you.
Only one for you? Well, you got to start somewhere. Yeah, people come do some fishing. Look at the water here today. It's beautiful, nice and still. Like I said, there's no wind at all. Almost perfect mirror reflections. It's great. Picked a good day to come for a walk. This doesn't loop around or anything, it just goes out. You can see it over the other side over here. Goes over and basically stops up there. I won't go all the way because, I mean, how much do you need to see? Good morning, Jace. Good morning, mama kids. How are yous? Hope you're well. Just thought I'd bring yous out for a stroll today. I won't be going up to the protest today. I'll probably go to Ballarat, I think. Well, at least to Elaine. We're going to drive out to Elaine. There's a lovely little farm gate shop there. They sell the best lamb. The best lamb. If Andy from Real Cooking was here, he'd love it. What time is it? It's about, be close to 10 a.m. I think. Hang on. 9:47 a.m. is what time it is. Yeah, beautiful day. I can't believe how nice it is. It's been pretty cold and shitty the last few days. Had a bit of rain. Anyway, that'll probably do. Oh, midnight over there. There you go. Yeah, it's a nice. Who says that? Mama Kids. Yeah, it's a nice. This little walk thing I'm on. It's only a recently new installation. If that's the word you want to look for. But yeah, it's good. People come down, do some strolling, do some walking. You see the kids on their bikes. There was a big boat show thing on here a couple of weeks ago. We had all kinds of big boats and wooden boats and shit like that. It was pretty good. There's a boat in Melbourne. It's called the Enterprise. It's like a replica of what they say was the ship that the little ship that the founding fathers of Melbourne came into Melbourne in, called the Enterprise, and they built a replica of that. I went with my niece up to that one for a day on there, like an experience. You can pop on and have a little. They take you for a little cruise on it, tell you all the history and all that kind of stuff. So it was like an event for the homeschooling kids. So I went up with my niece. My sister was going to go, but she's a dedicated anti-masker, which is great. And they were going to travel on the ferry up from here. You can got the ferry that goes from here up to the Docklands, basically to where the Enterprise was. And she wasn't keen to do that, so I stole her spot and drove us up. So I scammed a ticket into there. I scammed my way into that one. That was great. Had a great day. Learned a little bit of stuff. Well, they told us some history. G'day, how are you?
Hi.
Just how true that history is, we'll never know. But it was interesting nonetheless. Some famous Melbourne names. A lot of things around Melbourne are named after these people. So it's interesting. So there you go. So we're in Geelong. It's about a hour's drive from Melbourne, approximately, give or take a little bit. Traffic dependent, I guess. Now up here, there's some people having breakfast in there. Oh, that's strange. These buoys, or buoys as some would call them, on my screen they appear blue, but they're actually green. So I wonder what's going on there with my phone. Like I said, I got an upgraded phone. I had some footage that I took from the protest last week. I couldn't stream because here's a nice little green as well. I couldn't stream because I got a strike for medical misinformation. I must have said something that contradicted the World Health Organization, CDC, or other health experts regarding the vaccines, which is a no-no. You're not allowed to have a different thought about them. And if you do, keep it to yourself. You're not allowed to express a difference of opinion or an opinion that's different, probably would be the better words to use. Because the health experts at the WHO, they know the most. Don't contradict them, you get a strike. I don't know what I said. It was a 4-hour long stream, and they took it off. And because I didn't have a copy of it, I couldn't review it to see what I did or said. So I don't know. Who knows? It might have been the use of the word experimental in front of the word jab that might have got me in trouble. Don't speak the obvious. But anyway, coming up this little building up here. Yeah, the who knows best. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it, Park your brain at the door and just do what you're told. Anyway. Here we have an old carousel. They built this really nice old school carousel inside. They built a big glass building around it. Or build a big glass building and put it inside. But you know, you can bring the kiddly-winksers down here and have a spinner on old-fashioned style. So there you go. Yeah, you don't need to do any thinking, Kat. It's all done for you. If you want to see the result of that thinking, just turn on the news. I'll tell you how to think and how to feel about everything. So there's that train, Kat. You can take the go for a little ride on that if you like. Actually, it's fun. He's talking about, you know, the media telling you how to feel, and there's an article. What was I flicking through the Daily Mail headlines today? I think it was ABC News headlines today, and I can't remember the exact terminology or what the topic was, but it was what's happening in such and such, and why you should care. So there you go. Headlines like that, why you should care about this, and all you need to know about this and that. What they're actually saying when they're saying all you need to know is, it's not like here's all the information, it's this is all that you need to know about it. People read it and think, oh good, I'm getting all the info, I'm getting all the lowdown on it all. But no, you're just getting told exactly what you need to know. You don't need to know anything else. Zoom in a little bit. My eyes and the screen are out of whack. There we go. That looks a bit better. Cunningham Pier. We can stroll up the pier a little bit, I think, today. It looks like it's open at the front. We might go for a stroll. Yeah, that footage has been out for a little while, that TIE fighter footage. There's a news article that ran it, saying it was a downed Russian something or other, and you just have to actually look at the video footage. You'll see it's a Star Wars TIE fighter with a couple of bloody stormtroopers standing in front of it. It's, yeah. I wonder how many people that got past as well. Like, oh, wow, you know, did you see the footage? Well, they probably didn't even, you know, they just see something driving along a road and something with smoke coming out of it and wouldn't give it a second thought. But it's amazing that the Ukraine business, it's truly unbelievable when you look at it. It's unbelievable. Yeah, so. Yeah, g'day Strange, how are ya? This is Melbourne. I mean Geelong, of course. Duh. What did I say Melbourne for? I was talking about Melbourne before, probably why. G'day Camo. 2 cover stories, co-fraud, fear and label hockey result. On a need to know, but yes, exactly, Megs. Nailed it. Real Cooking, g'day, how are ya? Just talking about you before, briefly. Saying later on today I'm going out to it's this tiny little country town halfway between here, Geelong, and Ballarat. A little farm gate shop, and they sell the best lamb. It is just this way then. Just lost connection for some reason. I don't know, maybe I can't get it out on the pier, so I won't go out there. I'll just show you. Yeah, should be back. Am I back? Yeah. So, people fish off the pier. There's a couple of fooderies at the top there. So yeah, I better not go up there. As soon as I stepped onto the pier, I lost connection. So, seems a little bit weird. Does anyone need a shit? There's our toilet, public toilets. Very interesting stuff. Oop. And all along this waterfront here, you've got these old bollards. They're old pier, like off the bottom of the pier there. What do you call them? The pylons or whatever. And there was an artist, I can't remember who she was, didn't take enough interest, but she turned them into into these pieces of artwork. Here we've got a couple of lifesavers. A couple, there's 4 doing their lifesavering. Head down the grass. So, and they're scattered all the way along here. Each one represents a different, apparently a different facet of the town, or something like that. Drills and Shills, how you doing? Timber Traveller, welcome aboard. Where are we? Nice shot of the water there. Like I said earlier on, it is a tremendously beautiful day today. Sun's out. There's no clouds in the sky. Beautiful blue sky. No wind. People out and about. Oh, pelicans. Let me get a close up. Oh. And the zoom works pretty good. That's it, that's full zoom, I think. Yeah. Which isn't really huge. I'm a new phone, so I got a new phone. Trialing it out. I had, like I said before, I had footage, well I was going to say before, I had footage from the protest last week. And I couldn't stream because I had a strike for, as I said, medical misinformation. I made claims about the vaccines, quote unquote vaccines, that contradicted the WHO or the CDC or other health experts. So they gave me a strike and removed my stream 4 hours up the tube. But I've got some footage on there. I wanted to upload, put into a video. I can't take it straight from my phone onto the iPad without some piss farting around. But I got a new laptop anyway, and having some trouble. Couldn't get the phone and the laptop to talk to each other, so I couldn't take the footage off there and make a new video. And I've had that old phone for about 4 years or something, so I thought, fuck it, I'll just upgrade the phone. So I went yesterday, upgraded the phone, and it's all working nice and fine now. I can talk to the thing out, so now I've just got to learn how to use this new video editing software. It's a little bit trickier than the old iMovie. iMovie's very very simple and easy to use. iMovie. No, it's pretty clean down here. The guys that work the waterfront are pretty good. Keep the grasses nice and neat, and it is a very pretty part of Geelong, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's a few, yeah.
Michael Andrew Waters. What's cracking? Nothing's cracking. Just walking. The Geelong Boathouse. Eatery up there, so you can sit up there and have some munches at the boathouse. So yeah, very pretty part of town. There's some pretty fucking ugly parts of town too, but Shulamite, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Oh, here we go. Some iconic Geelong figure. Looks like that big Sheila out of that game. What's that? Oh, I can't remember the name of the game now. Resistance, I think. Resident Evil. No, that's it. One of those Resident Evil games. There's a big bitch in it. She looked like that. You're interested in bits of machinery. Here's a bit of old machinery. perhaps, I'm guessing, I'm going to say this was used to pull boats in because it looks like a bit of a giveaway. It does have a plaque. Anyone interested in plaques? Let's have a read. See what it says. Yes, it's a winch. It's a boat and crab winch. There you go. Double-ended fishing boat and crab winch. These used to, obviously, pull in double-ended fishing boats and very large crabs. Big fucking crabs. Excuse the language. There's a pelican boy. Hello, Salem. We get a zoom in on you. There you are. One big ass bird. Woohoo! Lovely. Bit of nature as well. Giving you everything today. There we go. Scenic tours. Yeah, no, like I said, got a new phone and stuff, so I thought I'd, instead of going from a regular walk, I'd plug it in, come down here, have a walk along the waterfront and try streaming from the new phone. How's it look? Does it look alright? Does it look better than the other streams? I don't know. The only worry with this new phone, because it's a new one, it hooks up to the 5G, wherever that's available, which is could be a bit of a problem. And I don't know how the 5G goes with streaming and stuff, so like if it goes really shit, maybe I've walked into a 5G zone or something. I don't know what the fuck this is. It's hideous. Look at this. That shit. It's like a water feature they put in. It was probably a good idea at the time, but it's just full of algae and gross shit. Look at that horrible looking shit. It's probably a really good idea, and probably looked really nice when they first let the water in. Water coming down out of there into the first pool, into this second pool, down over the green slime into this pool. So yeah, and down the pump and back around again. So I don't really understand the purpose of that. It looks fucking hideous. It's full of green shit. Can't go any further around there. So, look, here's another one of these bollards. I'll show you some bollards as we pop along them. We've got a purple Sheila. I mean, you can find out who the artist was easy enough with a little Google search. I'm not going to do that. Excellent. Oh, she's a Salvation Army lady. Go. Go up the stairs. Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. This path extends further along that way. I don't know if there's much to see. Or should I start to head back? I don't know. Boat clubs. Get a nice view from up here anyway. Struggling to load detail, is it? So it all looks brilliant on this side. I wonder. I've got no notification saying anything. Maybe I'm too far away from towers or something. head back.
Goodbye.
There you go. Emerald's done the research. Artist Jan Mitchell has done the bollards. Brilliant work there, Emerald. Yeah, there's like, you can walk all the way around, and they're scattered all along the way. Might be an interesting folly one time to go and see if you can see them all. And each one, you know, has a little story apparently. So there's one down there. Let those dudes walk away, so we don't zooming in on dudes. We've got the back end of this bollard. Whoop. It's the back behind it. It's got a nice ass, look at that. Ooh-hoo-hoo. So I don't know what it is, who it is, what it's supposed to be. See you later. Real cooking. Oh, see you later, cat. Okay, AML. Off to bed. Bye. Awesome. Have a good night's sleep, dear. See you next time. Sorry, I just saw the Andy said see you later, and then I read it, cat. Jumped the gun. So I'll head back along this way. And there's the old beachy zone at the top, the eastern beach where I started from. And people go in there and dip the toes in the water. Used to be a real stinky old gross kind of beach, but they've done a lot of work in the last bunches of years, made it all pretty again. It's got a promenade walk thing. Might stroll around that, go down, stroll around the promenade. I'll go up along the road and then I'll descend down into the area. It's quite nice. Playgrounds for the kids. They got a little little swimming pool thing in there for the younger ones. Restaurants and stuff. Promenade, a big green area with those electric barbecues. Drop a few coins in and you can have barbecues, all that kind of shit. Looks like we've got a skate class or something going on down there. Telling the kids all about this stuff. Oh, it's strange, I'll have to check that out when I watch the restream. Maybe it'll come up cleaner once it's rendered or whatever through the YouTube shit, the playback. Hopefully it's better. It better not be, because if it's a 5G thing, I'll be spewing on that, because, you know, all the phones basically were 5G. They had a couple 4G ones, but they weren't. I may as well have stayed with the one I had. There's no point upgrading if you're not going to actually upgrade. So this Deakin University building, these are, the facade is original. Well, of course they've touched it up a little bit. When they built it, they have to heritage listed the old front of the building. Like original stuff. I don't know if they were wool stores as well, but a lot of the old wool store buildings and stuff had to remain. Like they put, many years ago they built a shopping mall and stuff there in the city, but they had to, on the side of the old wool stores or whatever, they had to keep the facade on those as well. Built the car park in and around it, which is alright, you know, I don't mind that. All the old photos, when you see old photos of the town or whatever, I don't know what happened there. Bloody disconnected again. It's just about to show you. Yeah, I know. I don't know, maybe it's just where I'm at. So there's a wool brokers building. G'day. Oh, hopefully. Bloody signal should be red hot down here. Should be great. mean, you've got all down along here, starting to get into where they've got a lot of restaurants. There's even more over here coming up. We've got some hotels, etc. A couple more bollards. Got a sailor approaching a whore here. There's our sailor boy. Hey, 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 baby. How much for a little bang bang? Oh, for you, soldier boy. I do for free. Yeah, I spent too much time at sea. I'm gay now. Anyway. Hi, you strap. Shut up. Alright, let's just keep moving. It's an art installation. They're supposed to be shark fins or something, I'm guessing. I did know at one time. That's what they look like anyway. I'm probably 100% wrong, but that's what they kind of look like. What I'll have to do, if it's in and out and piss farting around the signal and that, I wonder, is there, I'll have to find out, there probably is, but I'm pretty illiterate when it comes to things like this. There is probably a way where I can select which network I use. Surely I'd be able to select whether it connects to the 5G or not, yeah? Yeah, people are dropping off, so it must be, I know it's boring, but maybe the signal's got something to do with that as well. Surely, yeah, I don't know, somebody might know whether on, I'll find out later, I'm going to get home anyway. Got aero bounce for the kids. Kids put on a harness and they're connected to the bungee cord thing so they can jump nice and high and safely. Bungees do more work than the tramps, I think, so that's good. They can do all kinds of flips and shit. So over there we've got a bunch of cafes and eateries and all that kind of bullshit. People like to sit outside off on nice sunny days like this. Yeah. In Geelong, everything's kind of close. Yeah, it's reasonably close. Doesn't take long to get here. Yeah, I didn't have to go out of my way to get here. So anyone who's tuned in doesn't know where I am. I'm at the Geelong Waterfront, doing a scenic tour. At my morning stroll. I said I usually walk somewhere else. There's an old railway line. And they don't use, it's not used anymore, and they took the rails, took the train tracks and all that shit out, and they paved it. It's called the Ballerine Rail Trail. I usually like to walk up there some mornings. It's good because it goes like from here in Geelong all the way down to Queenscliff, I believe. No, I'm not fucking walking to Queenscliff, it's ridiculous, but I did walk to Leopold the other week, up to the top of the hill of Leopold and then back again. Bloody hell. It's about 4 hours round trip of me walking, I think it was. I was sore boy the next day, I'll tell you. It's a good walk. It's, you know, they've got nice and trees and shit either side, and so it's a nice pretty walk as well, mostly. And it's good, most people on that walk are pretty friendly. You get a nice good morning and good days along the way. What time is it? It is 20 past 10 a.m. 10:19 a.m. Beautiful morning in the Geelong Waterfront. It's the yacht club there. When they had their, a couple of weeks ago, they had a big boat show thing down here, like old wooden boats. I was talking about it before. And they had a big function thing in that yacht club there, just where that fence, where that white van is. They had there's like an entrance there or whatever, or they had an entrance there. And you could go in and whatever they had going on in there, I don't know, I wasn't allowed in because I didn't have jabs. You have to be able to show your jab status to be able to get in. There's another one of those bollards. Where is she? There she is. Yeah, blue and white. There's another one. There you go. Bit dark. Kansas City, Missouri. Awesome. 14 hours difference. Oh, the Dunny block over there. Anyone need to go to the Dunny? For a number ones or a number twos? Juvenile. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll head up that hill and then I'll come back down into the beachfront bit and walk back up to where I'm parked and call it a day. So probably another half an hour or so. But there you go, Cats, old footballer there. It's the lace-up Guernsey. Back in the day they used to wear lace-up Guernseys. So I'll go across over this side. Try to avoid walking head on to people. Makes people feel a bit weird, I think. People are pretty weird anyway. I mean, the whole world's gone fucking nuts, that's for sure. So I was all with my mandates call. Mandates coming off. I was almost correct. Something big did happen in April. They took the mask mandates off, or vax mandates off. The unvaccinated can basically go everywhere now, except to work. And there was a big confusion cluster bomb as well. But a lot of the media releases they had that vax mandates would be lifted in all those areas, plus working mandates for most people, except like what they call the high risk settings. And a lot of so that was published the day before in some news outlets. And even on the day of the announcement, some news outlets ran with that as well. It turned out to be completely false. It was a bit disappointing. I thought I was going back to work on Tuesday, but no. Could be waiting for as long as July. I'm hoping not. There's no need for further punishment, but that's all it is. It's punishment for not going along with the program. They first introduced them to coerce people into getting them. No health advice. It's all just, coercion. Get one, get a couple, or you can't go to work. You can't earn a living. There's a few of us who held out and haven't been able to go to work. And we thought that was all over the other day. But nope, the punishment continues. And there's no other way to describe it at this stage. It's purely just for punishment. I mean, if you haven't had one by now, 6 months after the first mandates were introduced, you're not going to have one, are you? Yeah, I read something about that. They couched the idea in, for those that are too hesitant to get needles or whatever, that if they were having a procedure done, they could, what was the word, opportunistically jab you while you were under sedated or while you were out. They did have in the article thing that I read, it did say that they still need your permission to do so. But yeah, it's not a good, it doesn't sound good. What's that word I'm looking for? I can't find it, but yeah, it doesn't sound good that they can take the opportunity, an opportunistic injectable while you're unconscious. I think in Victoria, every job, I'd imagine, unless you've got your own sort of business working from home, I think everybody that I can see, when you read through their bullshit legislation shit or whatever they call their rules, their orders, that's what they are, their orders. When you read through their orders, they've basically got everyone covered. You need to have at least two sticks, 2 pricks, and what they call the high risk, like aged care and hospitals and education and food handling, like food processors. They all need to have triple jabs. It's a pretty bit weird. But pretty much everybody, I think, everybody needs to be stuck up with a couple of them. EJs, I should call them, because I think if I use the word experimental and then later on, or in the same sentence, have the word experimental closely followed by the word jab, I think YouTube are cracking down on those 2 words in conjunction. Because I would have said that a lot in my live stream last week, that they gave me a strike for, and to remove the video. Medical misinformation. Mobile advertiser in there. So that's where I'll walk back to that car park soon. I'll go along up here a bit. We'll descend down in, you can't really see it from here. I'll descend down into there. We'll try walking around the promenade. Hopefully we don't lose reception. Although, who knows? It's been behaving a bit weird today. Miss Maskless, how are you? Welcome aboard. If anyone isn't already, pop over and subscribe to Miss Maskless. Say good day to her from me. Yeah, medical misinformation. Most of the time it's not. You're not, it's basically sharing opinion. Maybe it's the way you say it, I don't know. I think even if you just stress that it's your opinion, that still do you for it. YouTube. Some nice big old trees along here. Been here a while, these big bastards. That's the view. Yeah, I'll I'll try strolling around that promenade. Hopefully I don't lose reception when I get out there. I mean, it's not that bloody far. But then, when I went to walk on Cunningham Pier, the signal dropped out straight away. So whether that's... I don't know. I'll find out sooner or later. Now up here on the right, see on the corner there, there's that house. They include that in things to see in Geelong. It's some old house that somebody, it's like the first kit home or some shit like that. Some dude, I'm not sure, exactly sure, it might have been somewhere in England or something. Some dude had this kit home made. Well, no, made in, I don't know, where was it, like Switzerland or Sweden or somewhere. Had this kit home made, and he never actually had it put together and lived in. I think he died before he even got to do it. But they shipped it over here and put it together over here. I'm not sure if it was put together somewhere else and then they dismantled it and brought it over here. I don't know. But we're going to drop down into here. It probably is. It probably is. You can look it up. There's some old house. It was, like it was built in bits and pieces and put together like a kit home type thing. Prefabricated or whatever the words I'm looking for are. But yeah, we'll head down here. Go down the steps, circle around, and go back to where I came from. Trialing out my new phone. Well, from this end it's really good. There's nothing else really on the screen except the stream. It fills the whole screen. They've taken even away the little buttons on the side, the back and the home screen buttons that appear on your screen on the side, so they don't get in the way and you can't accidentally disconnect yourself or whatever. So that's handy. And it looks sharp as from this side. Apparently we've been having some signal problems, so I fear that's because this phone's 5G ready. Yes, because I think this phone's 5G ready, I reckon, because 5G is supposed to be pretty shit, I reckon. I remember, what was it, some newscaster or some news, I don't know if they were American or not, I can't remember now. But they were all excited. They were running this crossover. They crossed to the news on this side or whatever. This dude did his crossover using the new 5G network. And it was so pixelated and it dropped out. It was terrible. So I'm worried that that's the cause of any shitness. So like I said, I've got to find out whether I can choose not to use this 5G crap. The 4G seems to work just fine. Oh shit, what's the name of that bloody street? It's a good question. What's the name of that? I'm not going back up now. I don't know if you could do the Google Maps. If you want to do the Google Maps and go to the Geelong Waterfront, you see this lovely little water feature, and it's pretty close to that. So here's the water feature. I don't know if I can't remember the name of the street. It's not Western Beach Road, I don't think. That's over the other side where I was earlier, I think, Western Beach Road. Shit. It's nice to know your own town really well, isn't it? But over there. So I just came down these stairs here. Eastern Beach Road, maybe, could be. And just so there's those stairs that I just came down to get in front of that fountain, And over that way is the Eastern Gardens, and we've got Botanical Gardens, which maybe I should do a stream from the Botanic Gardens, show you some plants and shit. And over that way, I think is that's where we were before. See, and down here you got the big semicircle promenade thing. So it's near there, and I don't know. I did see a video. Remember that Tony Robbins? He was Baldrick in Blackadder, and he used to do that show where they dig holes. Well, he also got a YouTube channel, and he does like tours around different places. He did a Geelong tour, actually. He walked from, well, allegedly, you know, he did this tour, walked around, did some stuff down here on the waterfront, and he went up and he stood out in front of that joint, and he told you a bit of the history about it too. So I don't know if you could locate that. Yeah, that might help you. I'm hopeless. Can't think of the bloody name of the street. Anyway, what are you going to do? So this is down in the bit. It's nice here. There's a nice little swimming pool thing there for the young ones, and those who don't like the shitty beach. We've got the beach house thing over there. And we've got this promenade here. I'll go and see if we can walk around it without losing connection. If I lose connection, I'll turn around and scurry back to where I came from. But you can continue walking all the way down around there as well. It's what they call Lime Burners Point. You got all shit here for those who like the water sports. There's a tower over the back there. A lot of the kids jump off that. There's other stuff in here with spinning balls and shit, so you can, you know, throw yourself back in the water. That's it, Fitzroy Street, Eastern Beach Road. Oh, g'day Mr. Rock, how are ya? Rock Nose in the house. So this is my stream for the day. Nice stream around Eastern Beach waterfront. It's really pretty, lovely day. Trialing out my new phone. Seems we've got some issues with some connection. We'll head around here. Hopefully we don't get disconnected, but we might. There's a big ass ship thing out there, because we got some what you call it, docks and stuff over there. They load up on stuff over there. Ships go in and out of there. There's a big wood chipping joint over there, and they've got grain silos and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what else comes in and out there, but stuff does. Connection's working, that's good. Almost all the way out. Morning.
Morning.
Now, how quick's Emerald on the bloody on the search?
No.
He's pulled out Jan Mitchell like that. He's found the location of that house. I don't know. The house has probably got a name too. Like such and such a house or whatever, but there is a story behind it and the dude's name, and if you're interested in that kind of shit. There, we'll get a nice view of Corio Bay. There's that tower, the Kiddlywinks jump off. We've got some Like wheels you can roll around and dive into the water in. The diving board. That's closed. Oh look, there you go. If you're into it, you can do some lap swimming. You can swim from there up to that end and then back again. There you go. The shallower out there than it is according to that sign. Don't dive off that way because apparently that's a little bit shallower than it is on the inside. They dredged the inside of some shit. So that sign says. I don't know. I don't go in there. Days like this it looks nice, doesn't it? But yeah, you can't see the bottom and it looks a bit weedy at times. So there you go, it's along Waterfront. So you get a nice look of it over. It's got that bit over there. You've got the play equipment over there for the kids. You can bring the children, jump around on all that shit, and go over there and get yourself something to eat. Interesting stuff. No build date. Oh. Emerald, look at him go. It's Tartarian. Yeah. Maybe it was built maybe the mud flood built it. The mud flood at the protest last week. And they spent about an hour under this fucking bridge. Yeah, it felt like an hour because it's really loud there, like the sound of reverberates. So they're the only people under the bridge, but they stayed there for so long making a lot of noise, like kind of pointless. But this little old woman started talking to me. Have you heard about Tartaria? Yes, I've heard about it. She was going on about this and that. And she's an artist and all this different stuff and how it can't be what it looks, what we're told, and this Tartaria and telling me about mud floods, and it was quite difficult to get away from her actually. She was really nice, I don't want to bag her out. She was a lovely woman, but I'm not into this whole Tartaria thing. $8 million. Gee whiz. That's a lot of money back. I wonder if that's what it's worth now, or is that what it cost back then? It's like $8 million 100 odd years ago, or maybe more. Fucking hell. That's a lot of dough. You'd hope so. Even still, it's probably, I think it's a little bit too much. But I guess when you add the heritage listing and all that shit to it, it probably bumps up the prices. I don't know. Oh, what have we got here? Some more bollards. I probably missed a whole bunch of bollards along the way. Some kind of planning guide. Yeah, there's that dude. He's here with the mayor.
Every day mean, these things don't happen overnight.
Mayor of Geelong. So they must have been the ones who planned all this shit, put it together. Maybe. I don't know. And here's the beachy bit. Ice cream man isn't here yet. He usually parks down by the wheel. Anyway, there you go. So I'm almost returned to where I started from. We've got a plaque. Let's see what the plaque says. Oh, it's about the speed trials. Yeah, they still do them, I think. They did them not long ago. I don't know. I think they had them here a while ago. This year, or late last year. I came once to the speed trials, have a look. They run a whole bunch of different cars or whatever over the quarter mile, different ones from different eras. If you're into that sort of thing, it's pretty interesting. Is that what it's called? Corio Villa. It's a bit weird. It could be. I don't know what it's called. So these must be speed trialers or something. Look at him, he's got his checkered flag. What's that? Some kind of toolbox. Yep, toolbox. How long have we been on? An hour? I don't know. Yes, 1 hour and 8 minutes of really interesting stuff. It's been a nice day for it anyway, hasn't it? So there you go, that's the Geelong waterfront. Right. Down that way where we were before. It does extend around, like you can walk right around. But that's, you know, there's nothing to see there or whatever, it's just the road continues all the way around there. You can walk all the way around, you can head around to Rippleside Park, which is nothing there, you know, it's just another playground for the kids. There's me. Oh, I've got another bollard. Let's check it out before I get back in the car. Here we are. The speed trialer. Oh no, motorcyclists. The Ulysses Club. They're like retirees or whatever. Motorcycle club. They do a lot of charity work and stuff like that, I think. Grow old disgracefully is their motto, apparently. But yeah, I know they do a toy run or whatever. Once like a Christmas toy run or some shit. They do a bit of charity work and don't know that much about them. Here's me. Ah, that's what they are. Vietnam vets. There you go.
Do you have to pay for parking?
I hope not. I didn't. No, I don't think so along here. I think maybe further back up there you might, but
Yeah,
there's no meters
right
along
at the end
here.
I saw something about paying, but there's
Yeah.
nothing in it, so
What's this? You've got a sign up here?
yeah.
No, no, it doesn't say it. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Is that a motorised one?
Yeah, yeah. Keeps it
Oh,
all.
wicked.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So when you're walking around, it keeps it nice and steady,
Yeah.
rather than the up and down, you know, when you're walking.
So you can do a bit of a doco, film yourself as you're walking around.
Yeah, yeah. I was just.
Are they expensive, those?
This one was about 120, I think.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'd just strap a power bank onto it to
Oh,
keep the
yeah,
phone
just
going, just in
yeah.
case.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, no, I don't think you've got to pay for parking along this bit here. Like I said, I hope not. I think down further you do. Down where the wheel is and shit. I know there's a parking meter down there somewhere. Get the fucking windows down, it's a bit warm. So there you go, that's the Geelong waterfront. This is where I took the thumbnail from, isn't it? See, look at that. Oh, there you go, reminiscent. So that's it. I think we'll finish there. What time is it? It is almost 11. Yeah, that's good. No worries. I can, I don't know if I'm going to be going up again next week. I don't know. I might not. It depends. Yeah. I was kind of keen to keep going up until they let us go back to work, which all signs were pointing to it would have been this week, you know. Even the media releases and things were suggesting that I'll be able to get back to work after this week. But yeah, they've decided to keep punishing us for not playing ball and getting the EJs. Remember that experimental word, but I can't use the word jab and that word experiment in conjunction because I might get a medical misinformation thing, eh? What's going on in Adelaide? What am I missing in Adelaide? I thought it was pretty good in South Australia. I thought they were... We don't get much... I thought South Australia and their restrictions and all that shit were pretty good. Because we never hear much about that. We get a lot of information from South Australia. I mean, not from South Australia, from New South Wales. In our media anyway. New South Wales are doing this. New South Wales are doing that. Maybe that's just to piss us off because they're doing a lot of things that they're not doing here. Not so much in Queensland. A little bit. We get a bit of news from Queensland. All Northern Territory. They made sure that everybody saw. That crazy cunt, Michael Gunner. Nothing missing, nothing. Could have been worse on that. So what? They've got working mandates on over there too, have they, in South Australia, or not? So that's what I thought was coming off this week. I was dead set, pretty convinced. All signs were pointing towards coming off in April. Everything from shit we were told way back in October. That Catherine Cummings, Sheila, said there was rumours about him in April. I heard some other stuff from work sources, it said around April 22, which was pretty spot on because around April 22, a couple of days ago, like they did take a lot of the mandates away. Like all of us un-jibby jab can now go everywhere. I can go to the footy again if I wanted to. I don't want to, but I could. I can go to pubs and stuff. Like we could gather up all the people that we would be working with and go to the pub and sit there all day at the same table. We could share drinks. We could share food, like literally swapping food, swapping drinks. We could stay there all day, 8 hours, 10 hours, however long the place is open. But I'm not allowed to go to work with them in a big shed, because that's fucking dangerous. And it's just punitive measures now. That's all it is. It's just purely punishment for not following their orders. So, I mean, the damage is done anyway. I don't know. Because what they do with this new pandemic legislation that they just walk through, basically, bit of theatre, and then they walk them all through anyway. Was now he declares a pandemic in stages of 3 months. Yeah, exactly, Rockno. They think that's why I didn't want to go up today, because I know what at these protests what happens is there's people there with megaphones and microphones, and they walk around and they scream out things like freedom, freedom, and like the people that look at us on the side of the street, they think, what the fuck are you talking about? Freedom. And occasionally some dickhead will yell out, no more lockdowns. It's like these people will look at us and go, you're not in a lockdown and we are free, you know, like, because they can go everywhere. They've got their green pass. Well, they could. Now we can too. But they could go everywhere. They could, you know, still go out and eat, and they could shop, and they could do this and they could do that. Nothing was holding them back as long as they flashed their green pass and wore a mask when it was appropriate, when ordered to. So they were free. You know, they couldn't understand what we were talking about. The last couple of weeks, I was a bit, you know, the last few weeks I've been a lot more happier because the messaging was tightening up. You'd hear me whinge in me streams all the time that, you know, the messaging needs to be better. It should be about the mandates and not being able to work. Well, look, there goes the helicopter. You can get helicopter rides in here. About 10 minutes. They'll pick you up, buzz you around, fly you over the city and back 10 to 15 minutes. I think it's like a bit pricey though. I'm looking about $80 or something to go up for 10 minutes. Did it years ago. It's good fun. Anyway, the messaging was been a bit better these last few weeks. You know, they were talking about the mandates and the right to work. You know, fair enough. Or your other bullshit, but we should still be able to go to work or whatever, at the very least. Right to choose, right to work, yeah? And that's what they should have been focusing on the whole time, because if you, a couple of times, I didn't do it often, I'd try not to interact much while I was out and about, but if you ever spoke to somebody on the side of the road who was, a couple of times after I've turned off the thingo, and there'd still be people milling around out the front of the Parliament House, or there was once I actually, while I was streaming, stopped and asked somebody what they thought we were protesting for. He didn't know, and I told him, well, because we didn't take the jabs, we're not allowed to go to work anymore. And he said, well, that doesn't seem very fair, you know. And I said, no, well, it doesn't seem very fair because it's not. It's ridiculous. You know, anyway. And a couple of times after I've turned it off, at the front of the Parliament House, like the last one, when I went up solo last time, I turned it off and started to walk down the street, and a couple of women turned the corner and go, I wonder what are they doing? What are they all doing there for? And I said, oh, we just finished a protest. I heard them say it. They were right next to me. So I said, we just finished a protest. Oh yeah, what for? For COVID? I said, no, you can't. You're not protesting COVID. I said, we're protesting the mandates because there's a lot of people there that are that didn't follow the program, that didn't get the jibby jabs, and then now they're not allowed to earn a living. We're not allowed to, you know, there comes the ice cream van. Oh, but it takes him ages to set up. Damn. Anyway, here he comes. I don't know if you can see down there. Right, he's going to come past. Pink ice cream van. And I told him because we didn't, you know, take the jab, we're not allowed to earn a living. They're, oh, that's you know, and that's not very good, is it? You know, I said, no, it's not very good at all. She goes, yeah, you know, that sort of thing. They agreed with me that it wasn't right, while yet the politicians themselves, they can get in pay rises and things like this, you know. So at least they agreed. That's why I thought the messaging is a bit more important. Oh, good. But they probably don't have to, Pyman. If they mandated the booster, but they'll run out and grab it. You know, it's like where I was working, you have to have the two. But in order to, there goes Ice Cream Man. But in order to access certain parts, because we got, you know, we would head into different businesses. To access certain different businesses, you have to have the three. Like if you want to go into the aged care facilities, if you want to go into the hospital, you need to go into the schools. You have to have your 3 jabs to get in. So I think all the people down at work, they got their 3 jabs, you know, no worries, thanks for coming. Yeah, bloody ridiculous. I can't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, the messaging. So if the protests were focusing more on that message of, oh, what's Rockno saying? Sutton already. Yeah, these variants, you don't have to worry about them. They're not really, this is what I've worked out anyway. This is what I've observed over the time. They have like the big one, and then they have some sub-variants, and they give them funny names like BA1 or, you know, Banana 2, or, you know, funny little weird names with a number on them. They're the ones you don't really have to worry about. I think they just put that shit out in the paper to keep it fresh in your mind, because, you know, looking around since the whole thing began living your life, walking around, everything, you would never know if it wasn't for people wearing paper on their faces or t-shirt material on their faces, and businesses having to be locked down or whatever, you would never know that there was any kind of crisis on, because we all know that there's not, and there never was. But you'd never know. So like, they have the big scare news, and because people have memories like goldfish, that comes out in the news that there's big scary thing going around, and you've got to wear paper over your face, and you've got to stand on the circle in the supermarkets and all that kind of stuff. Then after probably a week or two, people start to forget, because they're not living that experience. There's nothing in their lives that suggests that there's something scary. What does John Le Bon call them? Body possessing demon. There's no body possessing demon making people fall down on the streets and all that kind of stuff. It's just non-existent. So yeah, it leaves their mind quick. So what they do is they bring in these, they call them variants, and they give them some weird long number name that nobody's actually going to be able to talk about, because you're not going to remember XY22B13. You know, oh, got to put my mask on, or have you had your jib jab, because XE73B32 is floating around. You know, like, nobody says that. So you don't have to worry about them ones. It's the ones that they name after the Greek letters. What they had, the big one, they just called COVID. I'm sure that had a Greek letter name attached to it. Then you had your Delta, and then that had all little sub variants to keep you interested. And then just when that was all, you know, everyone was sort of forgetting about it, they'd whack on this next Greek letter, Omicron or whatever. So it's the Greek alphabet name ones that they do health, quote unquote, health measures for. And they lock you down, or they'll put you in a quarantine camp or whatever. So they're the ones to watch out for, I think. The subvariants I couldn't give two fucks about as a news story or whatever repercussions. And I missed some chat because I've been blabbering and looking out the window. Officially, that is correct. If they're unjabbed, they're not allowed on their own premises. But I'm not gonna. Yeah. But you know, they're really good folk. And yeah, I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to say anything that I should or shouldn't or anything like that. So, but yeah, they're awesome folk. Really, really good. They're just as disappointed as I am that we couldn't get back to work this week. Got the call that said, you know, wash up your uniform after the, you know, the first couple of press conferences or whatever. Wash up your uniforms and that you'll be back on Tuesday. And then, you know, like a lot of other news media outlets and their press releases that they were given obviously had that work mandates were going to come off a lot of things except the high risk industries and stuff. And then, yeah, no, the boys in charge decided to punish us a little bit longer. That's why I think there was all that confusion. I think they were set to come off as predicted, but maybe because it was being anticipated that they wanted to flex a bit of muscle or something. And yeah, I'd say it's come to a bit of flexing and a little bit of extra punishment. You know, you didn't go along with the program. That's mostly what it is. It's punitive. I mean, that Foley cunt is already said. I heard him say it in some there was like committee hearing or some bullshit government thing where they were going over it. I can't remember what it was called. It was a waste of time. But a woman, she said, you know, one of the other ministers or whatever, she said to Foley, you know, when are these worker mandates coming off? And he's gone, look, these mandates have served their purpose, you know, like we have a really great vaccination uptake rate now, you know, because of the mandates. So basically what he was saying, if we didn't mandate it, we wouldn't, half the people wouldn't have bothered to get it. But because we coerced, it's basically we coerced you, we twisted your arm, it's keep earning a living or fucking don't get a jab, you know what I mean? And he was sort of basking in his glory it's not a see, they tell us all the time it's science-based, health science-based decisions that they make. It's all based on health advice. Where of course locking people out of work has fuck all to do with health. If anything, it's detrimental to health. And now he's got, like, after he's admitted, he's coerced, you know, a good 40% of the population into getting 2, even up to 3 inserts of this experimental toxin, he's got at least, you know, some, I'd say, yeah, probably 40% of the population. And he's gone, you know, that's what they worked for. But I lost my train of thought there. He's basically, you know, saying that he's coerced and it worked. But yeah, keeping them on now is nothing more than punitive, because they keep telling them that 95%, we've got 95% of Victorians have been stuck. So isn't that what they were talking about at the start of all this bullcrap before it came out? And they'd use the words herd immunity and all that. Oh, that reminds me of this video I've got from some footage I took last week. I've got to put it up. I'm still trying to work out this new video software, editing software. But there was a young girl. She was dancing, walking along the side of us while we were in the Burke Street Mall, sticking her fingers up at us. We had a couple of fingers, you know, a couple of people stick their fingers up and swear at us. But yeah, it was this young Sheila, and she was walking along with her fingers up in the air and that. And she stood on the corner with her fingers up, just sort of staring at us and carrying on. And it was great. As I got close enough to her, she started to talk to one of the protest people. She said, "These are the words you've got to say." I should save it for the video, but there's only 10 of us, so it doesn't matter. She goes, "My grandma is on the brink of death because you people won't get vaccinated." And then I couldn't believe it. And some fella, and she turned and walked away and came back to the fella that was talking to her, and she said something about get vaccinated, and he told her some information, and she's slapping her hand. She's going, "It's called herd immunity." Like, fully bought the MSM nonsensical garbage. She couldn't even argue it herself, but you know, yeah, her grandma was on the brink of death because we wouldn't get vaccinated. I couldn't believe it. Fascinating mentality. And I think as I walked away, I think at the end of the clip you hear me say, "Poor confused little sheep." But yeah, unbelievable what's in these people's minds. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, like we can, what does it say? Yeah, BS1, BS2, exactly, Miss Maskless. We can't enter a business that's jab mandated. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, but we can go to the pub all day, but you can't work there. You know, you can stay on the outside of it, but you can't go behind the bar or whatever. You can go to the football ground and sit amongst 30, 40,000 people, but you can't go to work. Like I said earlier, I could gather up the 8 or 9 people that I'd usually work with, and we could go to a pub. We could sit there at the same table and share each other's foods and drinks, and we could sit there all day. We could do it every day. But you can't go and work with them in a big shed, big ventilated shed. So even, you know, there's, what's this? Fast, all right, yeah. So yeah, it's just punitive. Punitive. They are outsourcing their thing. They do. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if you were here when I was talking earlier about how you'll see headlines that'll say all you need to know about the Ukraine war, or all you need to know about variant BA XYZ44 LGBT, you know, and or what was the other headline that I saw? It doesn't matter. I can't remember what I saw now, but it's all you need to know, and that's what they're telling you about it. You know. Oh yeah, the other headline I saw, it was yesterday or something. I can't remember what the topic was, but it was all about what's happening in such and such. Maybe it was Solomon Islands or something. What's happening? I'll use that as an example. What's happening in the Solomon Islands and why you need to care. You know, so they tell you this article will tell you how to feel and how to think about this particular subject, or it'll tell you all you need to know. Now, when they say all you need to know, they're not telling you here's all of the information about this subject so that you know everything and you can come into your own conclusions. No. They're telling you this is all, like all, not all as in inclusive, just selective. This is all that you need to know about this. Oh, okay. And I hope you tell me how to feel about it too, somewhere in that article, because I'm not sure. Yeah, anyway. Well, there, we've done an hour and a half, and people are just rocking up again. The numbers are going up and down today. So if you've just jumped in, it's a little bit... Yeah, exactly, Miss Maskless. Why I need to care, how we need to feel about it, you know. Yeah, watch out for those headlines. You'll see them. They pop up all the time. They just remind you of what the... Yeah. Media is there for, to tell you how to think, to tell you how to feel, tell you what to be worried about, tell you what to be worried about. Anyway, and it's even better during election times and stuff, isn't it? So, if you want to take a test and then test positive, yeah, the same here. And they've removed isolation, real cooking. They've removed the isolation rules. You know, like, so if you're a close, say, I don't know, your workmate or whatever comes down with a positive BS test, and you spent the day with him, whatever. Usually, you would have had to go home and stay home for a week in self-isolation. But now you don't have to. You can just carry on. But you should probably wear a mask and maybe get a test, you know. But it doesn't matter. There was articles that were saying because of the short staffing in the hospitals and that even some nurses, even if they'd tested positive but were asymptomatic, which is retarded. But if they tested, they could still go back to work. Like, so there was a period there that they were telling us that nurses on the front lines, if they would, or even though they were double and possibly triple jabbed, if they were tested positive for the BS19 but they were asymptomatic, meaning that there was nothing wrong with them, they could still go to work. So, but you know, people like us can't. So it's kind of, it's absolutely ridiculous. Whereas my old man would say it's totally ridiculous. But that's an hour and a half. I'm going to go because I want to go to the Farmgate shop and pick up some delicious lamb. I might even carry on through to Ballarat. Might go to the Pancake Kitchen for some lunch. Haven't been there for a long time. Anyway, thanks for stopping in, listening to my bullshit. I hope you enjoyed the walk around the waterfront. I'm looking forward to looking back and watching it to see how it went with the signal and that, because I'm using a new phone. And this is a 5G ready one, so it'll be worth checking out. See if I can turn the 5G off. But anyway, thanks for stopping in. Good to see you, Miss Maskless, if I could speak. Pyman, Rockno, Emerald the research legend. Michael Waters. Who else can I see quickly? Real Cooking, of course. Make sure you check out Real Cooking. He'll show you how to cook really cook. Strange name for a band. Rockno, Miss Maskless. We're getting back into, yeah, awesome. And everybody else that was here earlier. Brilliant. Thanks for stopping by. It was good. I enjoy these little streams and blabber jabs. I might do another one. We might do it again next week. Or maybe I'll take you on my regular walk up the rail trail. See how we go. Anyway, thanks. Take it easy. And I will see you next time. Yes, I will.